Super Mario Odyssey so far is looking to be a great entry in the Mario series, and currently we know of 6 kingdoms that you will be able to explore through within the game. There's the Metro Kingdom, which contains New Donk City, the Sand Kingdom, which contains Toast Arena, the Wooded Kingdom, which contains the Steam Gardens as well as the Deep Woods, the Luncheon Kingdom, which contains Mount Valbono, the Cascade Kingdom, which contains Fossil Falls, as well as the Cap Kingdom, which contains Bonneton. These worlds are much larger in scale than the worlds were in Super Mario 64 or Sunshine. This is why I don't think there will be as many kingdoms within Super Mario Odyssey as there were in Super Mario 64, for example. These worlds are just so much larger that you can't have too many of them within the game. However, I do think there will at least be more than 6 of them within Odyssey, which is the purpose of this video, where I'm going to be speculating on some more kingdom ideas for the game. More worlds that I think would be fun to explore through within the game, and give references to existing things within the Mario series that I think the world would remind you of, just to give you an idea of what my thought is about it. And with that being said, we're getting into this right now. So the first world idea that I had for Super Mario Odyssey was a lava land. It would be filled with rocks and falling debris and erupting volcanoes. It could also be a little bit prehistoric in there. I think it would be fun to just have an area where everything is dangerous. You know, the lava would be everywhere. It wouldn't necessarily be all on lava like Lethal Lava Land. There would definitely be more ground than lava, but you would have to go over pits of lava and whatnot. You could even bring back that mechanic from Lethal Lava Land where you jump on a Koopa Troopa and then surf on their shell along the lava. That would be kind of cool. But going along the lava would not be the main concept of this world. In terms of the aesthetic, I would bring you to World 8 of some of the new Super Mario Brothers titles. That's sort of how I would think that this world would look. There would be the falling debris as well as the lava spouting out these things that you have to jump over. A big volcano would be in the center of the world that you would have to maneuver around and maybe even go in to do some challenges. This would pretty much be the final world of the game. The last tasks that you have to do would be in this world. Another big focus within this lava land would be a gigantic castle. This would be Bowser's castle, perhaps when this forced wedding that seems to be the plotline of the game would be taking place. It would be the final challenge of your journey. I just think a concept like this for a world would be really cool to see. It's a very challenging world with some of the most difficult tasks that you have to do in Super Mario Odyssey. There are many unique ideas that could be implemented into a lava land like this. The next idea that I have for a kingdom would be the water world. Now, we're already getting hints of this to be in Super Mario Odyssey, first with the change of the Sombrero Mario on the box art to Mario in a scuba diving outfit. There's also a picture released of a Cheep Cheep possessed by Mario swimming through what seems to be an underwater kingdom. Now, this could just be part of an existing kingdom, like the Cascade Kingdom, for example, which we haven't seen much of other than this dinosaur part that was in the trailer. But I do think that there should be a completely water-themed world within Odyssey. You could have some on-land segments within it. Just take Jolly Roger Bay, for example. It has a little bit of on-land segments, but it's mostly in water. You could bring back the gigantic Unagi in the sunken ship, but you would also want to have some more unique ideas in there. You could have it like in the regular gameplay where Mario has to go up after being underwater for a certain time. Or you could just have this scuba diving outfit allow Mario to stay under there for as long as he wants to. Maybe just make it an exclusive for this water-themed kingdom. I think that would be pretty cool. Because if you were to give Mario this scuba diving ability where he does not have to breathe underwater properly anymore, it would just get kind of broken for the other kingdoms. But I think this is definitely a world that we should have in Odyssey. The next idea that I have is a ghost kingdom. Mansion would be inside of it. Yes, you're probably already thinking of Big Boo's Hunt. This would be very similar to that. I'm not entirely trying to rip off Mario 64 for this video, but I think that using some of the ideas from that game and completely expanding them, you know, turning them up to 11, increasing the idea of the concepts and making it much larger in scale would be really good for a title like Odyssey. Odyssey. A large section of this world would be exploring the outside of the mansion, but you could also go inside for some adventures as well. Some of the classic enemies would be found inside of here, like the boos. Maybe a mini boss could have you fighting a larger boo or king boo, something like that. There's got to be some bosses in the game other than the brutals, right? I think this idea would be really cool to see and would definitely be scary to some point. The next idea that I have is a little bit more outside of the box, but I think it could work. An amusement park idea. It would be a theme park with a bunch of roller coasters and whatnot, you know, Ferris wheels, the teacups, the whole 9 yards. Mario would be able to go on a roller coaster and it would be tough to stay on it, or you would even be able to possess the roller coaster in order to get to a moon. Maybe at the top of a Ferris wheel you would be able to retrieve a moon or something like that. I just think an idea like this would be really cool. You could also add, like, as a second section to it, maybe some sports stadiums in there that Mario would be able to go in and investigate through and try to find some moons there. You'd also have a little bit of a mini game in the sports stadiums. Maybe he goes into a tennis court and he could just play a little tennis mini game, and if he keeps up the rally for a certain amount of time, he will be able to get a moon, kind of like in New Donk City, where if you jump rope enough times you will be able to get a moon. That's actually a challenge that's in there. I think this would actually be a really unique idea. I don't know what to reference this to. Maybe the Yoshi baseball park from Mario Super Sluggers, because it has a stadium and an amusement park as part of it. The next idea that I have is a world in the clouds, but also have part of it on land. You see, a general theme that I'm seeing with Super Mario Odyssey is two conflicting aspects about a world. You know, you have the sand kingdom, but there's also an ice cave within it, and there's ice blocks popping out of the sand kingdom. It's kind of conflicting right there. The wooded kingdom is a forest, but there's also lots of wooded structures within it, lots of man-made structures. This one would have a section in the air as well as on land. We haven't really seen the generic plains type level in Super Mario Odyssey yet. You know, maybe that's a good thing. Maybe the Cascade Kingdom is like that. Who knows? But I think having a general section like that would be good, because it would only be half of the world. The other half would take place in the clouds. There would be a rainbow in it leading into a pot of gold and stuff like that. You'd be able to get those coins there. And the final world idea that I have for Super Mario Odyssey would be a mountain theme. I'd reference this to the World 6 of the new Super Mario Brothers games, but with this world there would also be a pipe section to it. So a second section of the world would be the pipe section. There's generally two sections to the world, like the last one that I talked about. For example, in the wooded kingdom, there's the regular section of it, as well as the deep woods that you could go into. So you would be scaling the mountain on this world, but there would also be a section where you go into a pipeline. It would be filled with piranha plants and whatnot. This world could be kind of dangerous, as there would be bullet bills flying at you everywhere, and you know, some of them you could use to fly over gaps in the mountain. There would be lots of unique ideas for retrieving moons here, especially in the pipe section. There would be lots of Easter eggs because there would be pipes everywhere. This is sort of like the World 7 in Super Mario Brothers 3. Certain pipes would contain Easter eggs and special moons for you to get. It would leave you having to search for a walkthrough on the game if you don't want to have to find all of them yourself, because you will not be able to find every single moon within this world without assistance, because it will be so difficult. There'll be so many pipes, you won't know which one to go through. But those are some of the world ideas that I have for Super Mario Odyssey. Be sure to let me know some that you have in the comment section below. I could do a second video listing your ideas, but I'd really like seeing what you guys think about this. Let me know what you think about my ideas as well, and be sure to check out the last video that I made about Super Mario Odyssey, some new capturable enemy ideas that I have for the game. I also made top 5 enemies from Super Mario Brothers 2. I'll see you next time. Peace out.